Okay, sorry for the cough, gentlemen. Anywho, hey guys, welcome to Gridborn's Film and TV Podcast, where I review movies, shows, and gaming. Sorry about the hiatus. I've been focusing on wrapping up my senior year of high school and transitioning to college. So, hey, my thought is, why don't I make a comeback? So, anyway, in today's episode, I'm starting a new segment which was called What the Hell Happened? A bad movie podcast, or maybe an intense production like the film Sorcerer, where I review what went wrong or what happened during the production of any type of film. So, anyway, in today's episode, I'll be reviewing a movie starring Sylvester Stallone in diapers. Yes, I'm not talking more of it than Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, where the movie was kind of a prank with the fact of how Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger were rivals. Well, basically, it was kind of a bit of a prank. Like, Stallone thought Arnold was gonna do the movie, but then he dropped out the last second, and Stallone did the whole movie. Which, yes, I know that sucks for him. Mommy, I don't want to be changed. Which, when I watched this movie, it was not funny, really dumb, and a bit quirky. This was my first Estelle Getty movie. And next on the show, we'll be reviewing What the Hell Happened during the Jaws sequels, which we'll review as well. So please enjoy this episode. So we'll start with the episode about Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Which the production budget, well, actually, no, box office was a 70 million, and the film brought over 28 million in the US and 42 million internationally. So let's break down the plot of what it is. After a successful sting operation turned shootout, Sergeant Joe Bromowski tries to call his elderly mother, Tootie, at home in Newark, New Jersey. He is Dane his superior, Lieutenant Gwen Harper, who accuses him of calling another woman and ends their relationship. His mother arrives in Los Angeles for a visit, and Joe is mortified by the well-meaning but overbearing Tootie, who embarrasses him even while taking the suicidal man off the ledge. Officers, secure that megaphone! God, I mean, when that scene happened, it was like so weird. Disapproving of Joe's bachelor life, Tootie tides up his apartment and ruins his sidearm with bleach. She visits a gun store to buy a replacement, only to learn there's a mandatory cooling off period. And another customer, Mitchell, and his brother sent her a legal MAC-10 machine pistol instead. Shady businessman Jay Parnell has sent his henchmen, Paulie and Maroon, to recover the gun stolen by Mitchell, who drives off and they open fire and kill his brother. As the only witness to the murder, Tootie withholds information from Joe's rival Ross to determine to help her son solve the case himself and repair his relationship with Gwen. Joe has a nightmare about being babied by his mother, which involved, "Will you stop trying to change me?" who presents him with the MAC-10. And Tootie commiserates Gwen over Joe's inability to share his emotions and gives her son full description of Mitchell and his van. And interrogating Mitchell's girlfriend at his apartment, the henchmen flee when Joe arrives with Tootie, who gives chase but crashes Joe's car. Joe gives Ross his mother's information but subjects him to a swirly. He disrespects her The Mach 10 is traced to a shipment of weapons supposedly lost in a suspicious warehouse fire, which Parnell had a $12 million insurance payout questioned by Joe and Tootie. Parnell orders his men to eliminate them as Joe and his mother investigate the warehouse. The henchmen attack them with a wrecking ball, and Monroe is shot by Tootie and arrested by Joe. Glenn kisses her for sending her a room full of roses, but snaps him when he realizes that his mother was responsible, and he angrily confronts Tootie, interfering with his life. Preparing to sell the weapons in South America, Parnell has Polly thrown out of a window to his death. After his mother's advice allows him to reconcile with Gwen, Joe finds an apology letter from Tootie, who has left for the airport, and Rich defending her. He agrees to abide by his rules for the rest of her stay. Mitchell breaks into Joe's apartment, and Tootie knocks him out with a frying pan, but he's seeking Joe's help, revealing that the guns he stole were from the lost shipment Parnell has hidden at an airstrip, leaving Tootie and Mitchell handcuffed to his apartment. Joe arrives at an airstrip. Parnell loads the weapons onto a warning plane. Tootie slips free and knocks Mitchell out again, taking his gun to a van to the airstrip, where she is taken hostage. Stopping the plane with a truck, Joe is captured. Parnell prepares to kill him, but is shot in the shoulder by Tootie as the police arrive. At the end of Tootie's visit, Joe and Gwen, now newly engaged, send her off to an airport and recognizes a man from America's Most Wanted, and Joe traces him down, and as remembers he was on the run from shooting his own mother. Ouch. Well, I would say this was a weird film. Or a good prank. To be honest. Okay, now we go to the Jaws sequels, which I'll start with Jaws 2. Which, even though it was a success, but hey, why the hell not for these reviews? Which had a budget of $20 million and grossed $208 million in the box office. And had a big production like John D. Hancock provided proved unstable for a national film and was replaced by Janot Swark. And let's see how it goes from there. 4 years after killing a great white shark, a new hotel opens on Amity Island while another great white shark kills two scuba divers, photographing the wreckage of the orca. The camera which took pictures on their attack is later recovered by Deputy Chief Hendricks. The next day, the shark kills a water skier before attacking the pilot of the boat, who attempts to self-defense, use a gas tank, and a flare gun. But the boat explodes, killing her and severely burning the shark's face. A killer whale corpse is found on the beach. Police Chief Martin Brody believes that a shark is responsible. He then finds floating debris from the destroyed speedboat and the boat's burned pilot remains. Brody attempts to contact oceanographer Matt Hopper for help, but he is away on a research expedition in Antarctica. When Brody realizes his concerns, Mayor Larry Vaughn urges him not to press the issue and worry about jeopardizing the island's tourism and new development plans. Concerned for his family safety, Brody forbids his 17-year-old son, Mike, from going out on the water. The following day, Brody watches the beach from an observation tower and causes a panic after mistaking for a school bluefish for a shark. Oh my god, Rory Scheider killed some fucking bluefish! And shooting it. However, his fears are confirmed when photos of the diver's camera are processed, and one shows a close-up of the shark's face. When he presents the photo evidence to Amity Town Council, developer Len Pearson dismisses his concerns. the council votes to remove Murray as police chief with Vaughn, the only member not voting against him. The next morning, Mike defies his father's orders by going sailing with his friends. He brings his 10-year-old brother Sean, who catches him trying to sneak out to keep him from telling on him, to their parents. Marge and another teen takes Sean with her, and they head out to six boats going past them. The team drives for Tom Andrews. Shortly after submerging, Andrews there's a shark in a kelp forest. Panicking, he rushes to the surface, causes a bunch of attack, and ambulance later. The shark hits the boat of a teenage couple, Eddie and Tina, who are separated from the group, and causes Eddie to die. Brody tries to find Tom's evacuation with Ellen. No, we all know how this ends. Like, a few teenagers die and sharks come in. And now we move on to Jaws 3. Or in our case, Jaws 3D. Which the budget of this film was $18 million and the box office was $88 million. Or I'll give my reviews for the last two stuff. Well, the sequels I did not like due to all the fact that it seems really the sequel seems really boring, and like Jaws 3 sucked, and Jaws 4 The Revenge was terrible because like bad effects, like I gave up on it right away with a 2% on Rotten Tomatoes. So who knows what might have happened to Stop or My Mom Will Shoot or the Jaws sequels. So stay tuned for my next episode where I will be prepping for Tron Ares by enjoying the Tron 1 and Tron Legacy. Thank you. This was a production from Dog Eagle Studios.